Welcome back to Perry's Pit on GMs for Hire. I am Matthew Perry, and Raw has just concluded about a few hours ago, and Retribution have made themselves even more well known in the WWE, signing their contracts for Raw and attacking the Hurt Business after the Hurt Business came out and confronted them. We now officially know the five members of Retribution, that being Mia Yim and Mercedes Martinez as the females, and the three male characters being Shane Thorne, Dominic Dijakovic, and Dio Madden. Uh, WWE Creative, I'm gonna get right into it. WWE Creative have completely failed when it comes to creating a new faction. All intimidation factors are out the window, in my opinion. And all this really does is make me miss the days of Nexus coming out, tearing up the ring. They did it the right way. And I just feel like this was done so poorly. They were given names too. I'll read you off those in just a second. And the names are just so poor too. There's no even attempt at intimidation here. I really don't see where they're going with these names. Um, Obviously, these guys had different identities in NXT. They were known by Shane Thorne, Dominic Dijakovic, and Dio Madden. But now they are. Dio Madden is known as Mace, which I don't see the correlation. Dominic Dijakovic is T-Bar, and Shane Thorne is Slapjack. Now, I don't see any correlation to the names nor any intimidation factor that stems from the names. Honestly, I would have kept them as is and just made them all turn kind of heel. Which, yeah, on that note, it's interesting seeing a Hurt Business come out and confront them kind of as faces because they've been sort of more heelish for the last couple of months. So that was actually nice to see. MVP, once again, was good on the mic. But then they just got completely beaten down by Retribution. I know you want to make them look strong, but it's really hard to do when they look like that and really hard to do when they have names like Slapjack. It makes me think of flapjacks, makes me think of pancakes. It does not make me feel like they're some big dangerous creature. Their attire could be better. It looks like they went to Spirit Halloween store and just took everything off the clearance rack. Not the best. I liked when Nexus had the simple shirts and armbands, kind of like how Undisputed Era has now. Obviously, there are different kind of intimidation, but honestly, Retribution has failed me, in my opinion, at least. They could have been so much more. You have some great talent. Dominic Dijakovic was great in NXT. Shane Thorne showed some signs of improvement over his tenure there. And then let's talk about the females, who we don't know their official names yet, but we do know after looking at some backstage news that is Mia Yim and Mercedes Martinez. Mercedes Martinez was on NXT just, I think, a week ago. She was in that steel cage match with Rhea Ripley. She, of course, lost, but that giving her the opportunity to move on to better things, being Retribution. But I didn't see a need for her to join Retribution. I don't think she's been wronged. I think that's kind of the route they're taking with Retribution now. All these guys have been wronged by the company somehow. I don't think Mercedes Martinez was wrong. She got a great opportunity just a week ago. But she's really good in the ring. Let's hope Retribution doesn't ruin her. Mia Yim, we haven't seen her in quite a bit. I think her last match was a loss too. I can't think of who it was too off the top of my head. The last time I really saw her was when she was comforting Keith Lee after Karrion Kross had that fireball go up in Keith Lee's face. Yeah, and Mia Yim is fine. She's good on the mic. We saw her mic skills at work a little bit on Raw. I think she's going to be kind of the voice for the team, along with Dijakovic's character, T-Bar. He just kind of sounds and looks like Bane from the Batman series, which, I mean, I like Bane, but Bane's not in the ring. It's Dijakovic. So hopefully they could find some way to improve that and kind of add to it. Making the Hurt Business look weak is, I guess, a good idea if you want to make Retribution look strong. But the Hurt Business is so much more over, at least in my own head. Obviously, they're a veteran group, and they've been around for months now, so we know what they're made of, and we do enjoy them when they're in the ring. So does this lead to a Retribution Hurt Business feud? I don't know. Does Retribution continue trying to wreak havoc over the rest of WWE? I don't know. These are all unknown so far, but the first impression that Retribution has made to this point, I think I'd say tonight's Raw was the biggest impression they've made, and unfortunately, it was one of the most disappointing. I was kind of skeptical of them from the start, if I'm being completely honest, just because factions are really worn out these days in wrestling. You have the classic ones. You have D-Generation X. You got the NWO going even further back. You have more recently Nexus, as I mentioned, which is one of my personal favorites. But it's hard to really pull off a faction if you can't put that scare factor in there. And right now, I don't see any scare factor with Retribution. So we'll see what happens moving forward. I just kind of wanted to sit down and talk about it a little bit, just because I was feeling some feelings towards Retribution, and I wanted to get them out. And I feel a little bit better now. But yeah, I really hope they don't shit the bed with Retribution here. They do have some kind of potential, but overall, I'm not impressed yet. But yeah, that's been Perry's Pit for now. Looking for more from WWE Creative and Retribution as a whole. I've been Matthew Perry, and I will see you next time.